All right, positive energy all the time. Here we go. This conversation is a little rough. Shout out to everybody. Rep your city, rep your city. We got South Central in the house. Shout out to all my people out there in Watts, Compton. Everybody in South Central, you know what it is. All the areas are still black. Right? Okay, you're moving to Tampa, Florida. Okay, great. Keep me informed. We got San Jose in the building. We got my brother Salute Space Time in Greensboro, North Carolina. We got Landover, Maryland in the house. Everybody know I represent Chicago on YouTube, Kick, Twitch, and Facebook. South Central in the building. All my brothers and sisters in South Central, I miss y'all. I ain't seen y'all in a long time. I'll probably be disappointed when I go and look how the landscape has changed. Last time I was there, I was very disappointed. All of the area I used to be in was no longer black. It was sad. I can imagine it's probably much worse. For sure. The Democratic Party under Joe Biden failed Americans, reversed all of that hard work Barack Obama did to throw out all those illegal immigrants and let them right back in. Allegedly, also a lot of foreign nationals, a lot of spies, and a lot of dangerous people while Joe was asleep. Then the Democratic Party's got to take the blame for Joe Biden. That's one thing I don't like about American politics. You get a president and their administration, make a mess, and then they blame the whole party. If a Republican president make a mess, that's not the party. That's that president and his administration. That's not every Republican in the country. If a Democratic president gets in there and they make a mess, that's that president and that Democratic administration. That's not Democrats. They're really not teaching our young people much, but maybe I'll talk about that too one day. This conversation is irritable. I don't even know where to start. The Haitians have totally hurt Black immigrants in the United States. I'm going to repeat. The Haitians have totally hurt Black immigrants in the United States. If you're from a Black immigrant group and you begin to have problems in the United States, first, get off the internet. Do not attack foundational Black Americans who have nothing to do with your immigration status and your situation. I don't know why Haitians got us in their mouth over TPS. I don't know what is wrong with Haitians. Donald Trump throws you out, but you're constantly talking about us, which is going to get you thrown out more quicker, more unwelcome, and more smoke outside. Like, I think black immigrants come here, they go in an area, they look at that area, they see that area, they see the blacks in that area, then they get on social media talking greasy, not understanding that black America is not no small numbers. It's like maybe you feel like you could talk like that where you're at, but when you come outside, uh, listen, Haitian brothers, take some of that bass off your voice and calm down. You putting your people in a bad predicament. Okay, listen. I know you got pride, but you got no wins in the United States. Okay, you got none. Your diplomacy sucks. Like, why would you have America throw you out and piss off black Americans? I mean, the Haitians have been the worst I've ever seen when it comes to diplomacy. I don't know what the hell's wrong with them. Haitians, what the hell is wrong with y'all? Trump wants to throw you out in the Trump administration. You start beefing with black Americans. Unbelievable. You can't make this up. So come on in. Somebody say something in the chat. Let me know what you think about what I'm about to talk about on a late night. Oh, I got a lot to talk about with this. This is a hot subject nobody wants to talk about, and nobody wants to be honest. There is no room in the United States for black immigrants. I'm going to repeat. There is no room in the United States for any more black immigrants. Why? Because black people have less opportunities in the United States. We are not going to share our opportunities with you. White Americans, there's more white Americans. Black Americans were only 50 million. Our opportunity is based for those 50 million. We do not have opportunity for 70 million black people, 80 million black people. We don't have opportunity for 60 million. We don't have opportunity for 10 million black people to come, because when you come, they're going to give you our spots. They're not going to give you white American spots. You take our spots, we beefing. We start beefing, you lose. Anyway, now, black immigrants over the years, to me, the black immigrant man that has come to the United States, he lacks any military mentality. The Jamaicans, the Haitians, all the Africans, they a little slow. Yeah, and they want to come and pay you to work for cheaper. Like the guy down there in Florida that was paying them $4, $3, $7, and mad because everybody left. Say, we don't want to work. Instead of telling the truth, we don't want to work for what you're paying. And then saying that. Now imagine he was in Chicago with a restaurant and he got on TV and he disrespected foundational Black Americans and said, we don't want to work. That's what I'm trying to show y'all. Somewhere right here where he's right there. It's one thing down there in Florida. That's almost foreign country anyway. That's a whole nother video. But imagine talking greasy where a lot of us are at. Where you got to go to the grocery store and you got to go places and bump into us. Oh, you the dude on the thing talking greasy. What's wrong with people? Now I got to come and try to push some type of sanity where you go out here and piss off the community. Based on the Haitians' behavior, I don't see where Black Americans are going to care about any Black immigrants. I'm not promoting that. I'm just telling you what I see. So don't get what I'm saying I see and make it like it's something I'm promoting. I'm not promoting that. I'm telling you what I see. The Haitians just ran away a whole bunch of allies. I don't know what's wrong with them. I don't know much about Haitians because Haitians is a relatively small immigrant group, especially in Chicago. I don't know much about them. But from what I've seen, no wonder they're throwing them out of every country. They seem to be, I don't know, I don't like to generalize, so I ain't going to say that. But I will ask the question, why are they throwing Haitians out of every country? What is it about them? Can anybody tell me? What is it about Haitians where they're being deported everywhere? Either under Black, even the Jamaicans don't want them there. What do they be doing? Too much? I don't know. I'm not around a bunch of them. I'm not around hardly none. I don't think I hardly ever be around a Haitian. If I do, they don't let me know they're a Haitian. But I don't know much about Haitians. We do have Black immigrants in Chicago, but Black Americans in Chicago have a tendency to make people be a little quiet. They don't come, they don't be, they don't be around here with all that extra. Not in the rack. That's what I love about Chicago. Yeah, you're not gonna come to Chicago with all that extra. Oh no. You gotta go somewhere else with that. That ain't gonna work. That ain't gonna work. Boy, a baby girl lived in Chicago and called us dirty Black Americans. She wouldn't have been able to go outside nowhere. Well, everywhere she went, they'd be like, there she go right there. There she go right there. She got to be somewhere got like a whole bunch of immigrants and stuff where you could kind of hide. But in a Black city like Chicago, she would have said, woo, 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 woo. They would have been on the net. I know she lived right there on 35th and Green. Ah, yeah, they would have told where she lived at. The internet, ugly. Out of control. So I'm going to talk about this situation because I don't understand Black immigrants. I don't understand Africans, Caribbeans, especially the intelligent brothers. I never thought that the conscious, intelligent brothers were so stupid. He said they seem to be disrespectful and suffering from delusions of grandeur, claiming they funded Black Wall Street and helped us get. Yeah, I, yeah, they helped everybody do stuff except Haiti. Yeah, they flew over. You know what I'm saying? They able to leap tall buildings in a single bound. Look, up in the sky, it's a bird and a plane. No, it's super Haitians. They did everything, boy. They did everything everywhere but in Haiti, which makes you look kind of, uh, I mean, they should have made me their spokesperson. Because I'd be like, listen, Haiti's raggedy, so let's not claim we do all this magical stuff. Because everybody going to say, well, why we don't go home and fix Haiti? Like, come on. I would have been like, don't say that. Because everybody going to say, well, since you could do so much, then that means even better to send you home. Like that's an advertisement to get sent to Haiti. You know what I'm saying? If you from Haiti, what is wrong with them? If you from Haiti and you say Haiti built the whole world, the John Hancock and we built the Sears Tower and we built America and Spain and France. Everybody gonna say what? Well, go home. I mean, that's a quicker ticket home. Am I? Everybody gonna say, "Oh, well, you for sure got to get out." Everybody gonna ask you, what's wrong with Haiti? Why you couldn't do that at home?" Because they men swear they the best fighting machine in the world. I can't tell. What's wrong with them? I don't know. They ruined in the Democratic Party. Immigrants have destroyed the Democratic Party. The Democratic Party might not get another president for a while. Nobody's going to vote Democrat. Al Sharpton's trying to have a march. Everybody says it's a tether march. Black people don't like it. It's like he's trying to help everybody but black people. Reverend Now's about to get it bad. Reverend Now don't do nothing for black people, but he want to do this coalition for immigrants. All of these black leaders are selling us out. Ain't done what they need to do for us. Now all of a sudden they the friends of immigrants that don't even like them. Like them people don't like no Al Sharpton. They never helped no Al Sharpton. On top of that, on top of it all, 2,600 is 300 or 400K in Haiti. Crazy. So you can't even afford to live down there. But I'm talking about delineation, and I don't understand why delineated people don't support delineation. I've seen like these Nigerians on this TV show, and they always dragging on FBA and delineation. But the whole Africa is delineated. So I'm like, So FBA is a problem. FBA represents division, but you're from Africa. This is why black immigrants seem to just be telling any kind of lie or say whatever to get a foothold in the United States. And it doesn't seem like it's for good purposes, because why would you be lying and making stuff up? How can Africans talk about unity at all? Well, somebody explain that to me. Why is Godfrey and them over there talk about unity? I looked it up. How many Africans are delineated by tribe? Africa has an estimated 3,000 distinct ethnic groups and tribes spread across 54 countries, with over 1.4 billion total inhabitants. Pinpointing an exact individual count delineated by tribe is impossible because definitions vary between local tribe and a border ethnic group, and many modern censuses do not track tribal affiliation. Overview of diversity. Total groups. Scholars estimate there are between several hundred and upward of 3,000 distinct tribal and linguistic groups. Country variance. Individual nations vary widely in makeup. For example, Nigeria alone has more than 370 distinct tribal communities. Major populations. A large percentage of the continent's total population belongs to major widespread groups rather than small localized tribes such as the Hausa, Yoruba, Zulu, Arab, Berber communities. Yet, these African dudes is on some channel talk about unity, talking about black people unite from the most divisive place on earth. Those liars on the 154 show. Go tell them, said Pharaoh said they liars. Tell them, man, Pharaoh said y'all liars, y'all divisive, Africa's not united, and keep FBA out your mouth. And this is why these African type, Haitian types, this is why they always get chased out of countries. Okay? This is why they have so much tribalism. This is why they're always chasing immigrants out of countries in Africa, because the black man in Africa don't know how to shut up. And he's always going to somebody else's country and saying too much in a country that's not his. They go from Nigeria and they go to South Africa and they start acting like they own the place. It must be something about Africans, because Africans don't seem how to respect another man's birthplace. They feel like they can come to your birthplace and talk crazy to you after they left their birthplace. And Haitians seem to be the same way, and Jamaicans, and a lot of them, they seem to be very negative and not able to work together. That's why the South African business people are working with foundational Black Americans getting business done, because they're doing business. But the other Africans got to get out, because the black man nationally, other than outside the United States, is not about no business. I'm not trying to disrespect you brothers, but you black brothers from the other parts of the world, you are the worst business-minded people ever. You're horrible when it comes to business. You want to always compare yourself with the foundation of Black American. This is us when it comes to business, and this is you. You don't know how to do good business. You do horrible business because you make too many enemies, and you can't make enemies and make money. You can't make tribalism money. Tribalism runs away dollars. Look at the Haitians. Why would you make more enemies? Why would you let TPS in? You got the government on your neck. You start disrespecting black people. You might as well just wear a sign say, "We don't want no allies." Am I the only one tripping? If you was a Haitian right now and the United States government, Republican Party want to throw you out, would you attack foundational Black Americans that ain't got nothing to do with it? That might be on your side if you would have been quiet? Would you run away a possible ally? There's no way I would stand up for Haitians right now. I am an opposition to Haitians now. Yep, get out. Why? Because your people talk too much and they made enemies. And now I'm your enemy. Not like violently, but socially. We're not never going to be allies. I'm a dirty Black American, and so I'm going to do you dirty. You got no proof. You don't know how to function in other people's countries. It looks like Black immigrants around the world that's not from America. It don't look like you all have any manners. You all aren't cordial. That's what it looks like. It looks like you're abrasive to me. It looks like you're going to each other's country in Africa and you're very abrasive. And then you don't want each other in each other's country because you don't have that vibe. I know here in America, Africans do not have that loving, unifying vibe at all. And I've been around Africans since the late 70s. And Africans are not likable. The men are not likable. The women, you don't even see them. But African men are not likable. It looks like it hurts them. They don't look like they know how to be nice. And they always look like they want like your opposition. The way they deal with you is you're something different. They never deal with you they don't deal with each other like brothers unless you come right from where they come to and speak what they speak. But any other Black person, they don't have that. You know what I'm saying? Like Black Americans, we used to have that. But so many Jamaicans and Africans and Trinidadians that came here and now they've changed us. See, we used to be open to Black immigrants. But the Black immigrants were so tribal and negative that they shut us down. See, I was highly into Black internationalism until I got around a lot of Jamaicans. And Jamaicans was cool. They was the coolest, but they wasn't cool. But they was like the best. But they still had this, you in Chicago, you in LA, and you looking down on brothers from LA. You was a yard man in LA. You know, bro, you in LA and you trying to carry yourself like, and it's just like abrasive. They got in so many beefs. The Jamaicans got in so many beefs in the United States, just ruined their reputation. Nobody really likes Jamaicans anymore. When I was coming up, brothers and sisters kind of like Jamaicans a little bit, but they ruined that. Nobody, and Africans, nobody likes Africans. Africans have to go to like pro African spots, which might be like they might be immigrants themselves from some island or something. So they do like, I'm from an island, you from Africa, let's unite. We outsiders, so they kind of try to, the Caribbean African, we're in America, and they kind of try to, I don't know, maybe they feel uncomfortable because they all foreigners, so they kind of try to get together, but you never see nothing materialize out of it. You've never seen no Caribbean, African, nothing happen. What have the Caribbeans and what have the Jamaicans and Africans done substantial? Nothing. Nothing. The Rastas swear by Ethiopia, and there's no Ethiopian Rastafari and nothing. The Rastas have nothing going on with Africa. Nothing. If you go to a big reggae show, it's going to be mostly white people there. Ain't going to be no Africans there. It's going to be in Denver, Colorado, with a whole bunch of Europeans. They ran away all their customer base. Like in Chicago, that's why we don't got no reggae in Chicago. Because black people don't listen to reggae or know anything about reggae. I have no association with reggae. You see what I'm saying? These is facts. And so you have to ask yourself why people that's delineated don't support delineation. That's the part I really don't understand. I've seen so many immigrants against delineation, but they're delineated. And I'm thinking, what type of educational system do y'all have? You know what I'm saying? What's wrong with your educational system? How somebody delineated gonna be against delineation? I don't even think they know what delineation is. I don't. I don't think a Ghanaian knows that's delineation. Being a Ghanaian is delineation. I don't think Jamaicans know that. Being a Jamaican is delineation. I don't think so. They couldn't. They couldn't know what it means. How you delineate it, but you don't support delineation for FBA? How are you something specific, but you against somebody else being something specific? Make that make some sense. How? How do you have a specific idea? Because you're not black. These black immigrants, they go back and forth. 1 minute they black, and the next minute they Nigerian. Or 1 minute they're black, and the next minute they're Jamaican. right? They bounce back and forth, right? They bounce back and forth. So one day they're delineated. Delineated means if you say you're a Jamaica, that's delineation, right? You're describing yourself specifically as Jamaican. So one minute you're delineated, then the next day you're not. So one minute you're black, which is not delineated. Then the next minute you're Jamaican. And you can bounce back and forth when you want to be black and when you want to be Jamaican. So when you need to group, you're black. When you don't need to group, you're Jamaican. When you need to group, you're black. When you don't need to group, you're Ghanaian. So you jump back and forth between black and delineate. You delineate and you're black. You delineate and you're black. You delineate and you're black. And so when we delineate, you're black. Now you were Jamaican before we delineate. But as soon as I said I want to delineate, you said we all black people. I thought you was a Jamaican. I thought you was a Jamaican. Right? I thought you was a Jamaican. Make it make sense. Yeah. They switch back and forth multiple times a day, depending on the situation and who's around. Exactly. Since we're all black at the end of the day, we was always supposed to be their safety net, basically. And it's just jump back and forth and back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. They even watch me. Some of them that's watching me don't like when I'm talking about like a parasite. You know, like a parasite. Like go get you a life. Like your life sucks. Like seriously. You know what I mean? Like a parasite. Like, oh, I can't stand him. Let me watch him. Okay, all right. Good luck with that. Good luck. Good luck with that. Weirdos. Crazy. Can't wait for me to go live. I got a lot of people can't stand me. They can't wait for me to go live. They be away. And they can't wait. They can't wait. I ain't lying. I love trolls. Trolls don't bother me. I love trolls. I use trolls all the time. I love trolls. Especially political trolls. I love political trolls. They always be helping me out. But yeah, I love trolls. So don't y'all worry about trolls. Trolls is cool. Trolls, they drive our views up. They really work for us. So trolls are welcome, okay? And when I get tired of them, I make them get back under the bridge and scare billy goats. When there's no billy goats to scare, they come over here. Not a problem. Not when you control the buttons. Tick, tick, tick. You know, you got to be crazy. You know what I mean? You got to be crazy. So I'm trying to figure out how you could keep flip flopping, how you can delineate 1 minute and the next minute you're not delineated. And it's like you use it when it benefits you. You're not delineated over here, you're black. 2 days later, you're not black, you're Haitian, or you're Jamaican, or you're Trinidadian, or you Ghanaian. And then when I start dissing you, then you say we all black. You say we all black when I start pointing out you in your different countries and how y'all act. You say we all black. But then when it benefits you, you Ghanaian, you Nigerian, you Jamaican, you Haitian. When it benefits you. When it benefits you, you're a group. When the pressure on, we all black. And we only all black when you want us to be all black, we all black. When you don't want us to be all black, we ain't all black. It's crazy. It's weird. So they be like, we're all black today, but I'm Ghanaian tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? That's what they be on. Am I lying? That's what they be on. Like today, they'll be all black. And then you see the same one tomorrow, he Ghanaian. We ain't all black no more. I ain't lying. I ain't lying. Now they big mad because they getting thrown out and they want us to come save you. Bye. Mm-mm. We've had it up to here with black immigrants here in the United States of America. I feel like black immigrants have been a total failure and less than brothers and sisters. Like nothing. Don't ever call yourselves brothers and sisters because you're not. You're tribal people. You promote tribalism wherever you came from. And you came over here, but we just got one kind. And then you all create tribalism where there wasn't. We had gang problems, but we didn't have no tribalism. And the only reason we got tribalism starting is because of black immigrants. No black immigrants, no black tribalism. So these black immigrants are bringing their tribal mentality from where they came from, trying to bring it into our chats, our social media, and our country. Then they want to run for office. Nobody's going to want to vote for no black immigrant. Like the guy running in Florida, he's going to be a tribal leader. He's not going to represent black people, or he's not even represent his party. He's going to be tribal. I agree. I don't like different type of blacks using the N-word either. If you're not one of us, speak what you usually speak. You know what I'm saying? But like I say, this Chicago, so certain things they don't even try when they come here. As soon as they get here, they get scared. You know, once you get Chicago and you come outside, you see all these people because this is a huge city, and you see that this is not an immigrant city. This is one of the few American cities. Now we got immigrants here, but I'm just saying when you come here, The immigrant vibe is small compared to the American vibe in Chicago. You're not going to feel a big immigrant vibe when you come to Chicago. When you come to Chicago, it's going to be black and white Americans, basically. Then the rest. And that's a fact. Now, they would like to be able to come in here and bring that. I don't see it happening. I don't see it. It ain't no way you going to come here with no type of racist or separatist vibe here and think we going to tolerate you like that outside like that, playing like you be playing, like how we be seeing y'all on the internet playing with these other blacks in these other cities. Boy, listen, because I got some blacks that's like immigrants be in my chat, and that's where they better stay in the chat. The haters, y'all better stay on the chat because we don't tolerate insubordination around here in this city like that, all that weirdo stuff. We don't tolerate that. No kind of way. No kind of way. It's not going. So it's been very interesting watching some of these behaviors. And I'll be one that helped the black immigrants, but I don't think they would listen. I think the black immigrants that come to America don't understand that there is a plan to do some replacement. But it's not us they want to replace. They want to replace black immigrants with white immigrants. And this is why when blacks come to a place like this, they need to really get in with us so they can learn how the game go. They don't know how the game go. They're about to replace a lot of these Hispanic and black immigrants with white immigrants. They're not going to replace us. They're just going to build up more numbers on the white side, but they're going to replace Hispanic and black immigrants with white immigrants. They're not going to replace me with you. They're going to replace you with European immigrants. They're not comfortable with you. They're going to bring in South Africans, white South Africans. They're going to bring in Ukrainians. And they're going to bring in whites from all these little war-torn countries. They're going to bring them. Hispanic immigrants and black immigrants, over the next 2 years, your numbers are going to decrease tremendously because they're going to be trying to get as many of you out of here before the next presidential election. And I mean by the thousands. Duh. But because they don't really deal with us, they don't see what's coming down the road. They don't see it. They don't really deal with us. I don't know how you come to a country and don't talk to the black experts of the country. What make you think you know more about America than black Americans? Black Americans almost know more about America than white Americans. White Americans don't really know that much because they just been taking it for granted. We the one been watching it closely. And that's a fact. White Americans don't have to know nothing. They white. They good. They don't have to know how the game go. It's going to go for them either way it go. We the ones that know how the game go. You blacks from the Caribbean and stuff, y'all don't know nothing. And you don't want to link in with the people that know. I know a brother, he said, you black Americans, some places y'all would be more upset as us black immigrants. And I told him, I said, no, because we know you going bye-bye. You out of here. He said, what you mean? I said, you out of here. You don't know nothing about this government. They don't want you here. They don't want you here. You think they want you here? They want to replace us, but they can't replace us. They don't have what it takes to replace us. They listen to the propaganda and undermine us. Listen, you ever see where they be showing the scores and how like certain black immigrants got higher scores than us in school and stuff? They be comparing them to the middle, to our middle. They don't compare them to our top. Look it up. They compare them to the middle. They don't compare them to the top. See, when you got 50 million black Americans, you can have a whole lot of them with low reading scores, right? But when there's 50 million, you can have a lot that's real, real smart. So they'll look at that medium spot, but not realizing there's so many numbers that even though that number of unachievers seem high, the numbers of achievers is still high too, because there's so many of us that we still better than you. So I watched a special on this the other day, so they be looking at the middle of our achievement, but they understand when you got 50 million, our top is still more than all of y'all that come here. That's the part they don't understand. It's only a million of y'all, a million and a half. And they comparing your best with our middle. You're in no competition with our whole number and the ones at the top. You're in no. They fooling you about our academia and our know-how. You can believe that if you want to. Go to Spelman, go to some of these schools and find out. I had somebody say, well, your educational is going down. Our educational enrollments went down a lot because a lot of foundational Black Americans now are in the business. They're not in the education. They running businesses. They're not doing no 5, 6 years of college. They might do a year or two and then they open businesses. They might not do college at all. They might open a business straight out of high school and be extremely successful. And they got internet businesses selling how much? These young people, it's some of these black Americans, they getting rich in high school. When you go to Google and search, you got to keep changing the search to get the truth. Trust me. I'll be on live a lot, and you'll be surprised how many times I have to change how I word the search to find what I'm looking for. It won't give you the answer if you don't. You got to ask Google a certain kind of way to get this to specific answer, or it's not going to give it to you. It's going to give you an answer, but that's not going to be right compared to what you're asking. It's a trick to Google. So sometimes I have to search 4 or 5 times to restructure what I'm asking for it to give me the answer. These are facts. But it's very confusing because other blacks around the world are delineated. That's what I don't understand. All the blacks around the world are delineated, which proves the education system because I don't think they know they delineated. I think they hear we say we delineating and they get mad. I don't think they know they delineated. I don't think Jamaicans know that Jamaican is delineation. I swear to God, I don't think they know that. I don't think they know that FBA is like saying Jamaican. I'm telling you. Am I right? I don't believe that they know saying you're foundational Black American is just like saying Ghanaian. I think they think it means something else. I'm telling you. That's what I think. I think they believe that foundational Black Americans means you're separated, but don't believe that saying you Ghanaian is separated. Ghanaian is separated. You're a Ghanaian. You're not Black. But I don't think they understand that. I really believe a lot of people against foundational Black Americans is slow. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, most of these people do not know what delineation is, and they're delineated. I'm telling you. They'll be like FBA, FBA, and then they be Nigerians. I'm like, do you know FBA and Nigerian is the same thing? Nigerian is delineation. You're not Black, you're Nigerian. They say, no, FBA, we're all Black people. Then you turn around and say, you're Nigerian. Am I lying? They be like, you call yourself FBA. We're all Black people. And then he turned around and said, I'm a Nigerian. Wait a minute. What's the difference in Nigerian and foundational Black American? No difference. Nigerian is delineation. Ghanaian, delineation. Congolese, delineation. Ethiopian is delineation. None of them say we all Black people. They never say they all Black people. They say they Ethiopian. They say they're Nigerians. The only people they want to say we all Black people is us. We're the only ones. They want us to be all Black people while they all be delineated. Like I said, I looked it up. How many Africans are delineated by tribe? And it shows you right there. 3,000 tribes. So we're talking to people that really don't care. They're talking to people that really don't care. They say the white man haven't given his blessing, but the white man's already accepted FBA. FBA is already being spoken on white media. So they don't know what they're talking about either. Not only do they accept foundational Black Americans, they have copied it already and calling themselves heritage white Americans. They wasn't heritage white Americans until we was foundational Black Americans. The Black immigrants is slow. They don't even know what the white Americans is doing. If you're a Black immigrant, how you going to tell me about white Americans? You don't know nothing about them like me. I know more about white America than you. You don't know nothing. White American has already began to call us foundational Black Americans. Facts. On the news and everywhere. I've seen this movie before with Black American, Negro, all that. I've seen the changes. We are already foundational Black Americans. The growth is already there. The seed's been planted already. Okay? And that's what we're going to be in the media all across America over the next 6 to 12 months. The seed is already planted. The they they don't have a memo. Well, you got to understand, they not educated like that. They have a separatist type of education. You know, Africans got to go to Europe, got to go somewhere else to learn. They can't learn nothing in Africa. Africans all got to leave Africa to get a higher education. Facts. You don't hear about nobody going to Africa to go to college. Who? Africans leaving Africa to get education. Africans ain't getting no education in Africa. Well, they going to Europe, they going to America, they going to Asia, they going anywhere to get education. Africa is not known for great universities. I ain't never heard of none. Every intellectual African I see, he live up in Europe, speaking well European. Even the African scholars and stuff. Dr. Ben and all them, they had to go to European schools or historical black universities to learn. They ain't learned nothing in Africa. Marcus Garvey didn't learn nothing in Africa. Dr. Joseph Benjamin ain't learned nothing in Africa. Malcolm X, I can go on, they ain't learned nothing in no Africa. The African scholars, they ain't learned nothing in Africa. Everything they learned was from a European school, American school. They went to school in France, Germany, England, or the United States, New York, somewhere like that. They went to Oxford. They went to something like that. Okay, Africa is not, I don't hear nobody mentioning no African college. Let me see. Top 10 African universities. See, University of Cape Town, Stellenbosch. Nobody never heard of none of these. Look. Look, this is a top university. University of Cape Town. That's South Africa, Europeans. Stellenbosch, European, South Africa, where the whites ran everything. Mohammed, Arab. University of Johannesburg, South African, white. University of KwaZulu, white. University of Pretoria, white. All of them, every university is Arab and white. In the Arab or white parts of Africa. Every one of them. Look, Egypt, Arab. Egypt, Arab. Egypt, Arab. South Africa, white dominated. South Africa, white dominated. South Africa, Morocco, Arab dominated. University of South Africa, white dominated, white dominated, white dominated. None in none of the black spots. Much respect, y'all support the channel. Am I lying? I ain't trying to diss them. I'm just showing you the facts. Am I lying? I'm just showing you the facts. All of their top schools is in places that was dominantly white or Arab. Hey, what you want me to say? It's a fact. They don't have no black higher learning in Africa. I'm just saying. So them brothers and sisters, they gotta go abroad to do anything. You know, they'll get on here and argue, but they can't even build their own schools and universities. So when they come pumping their chests out at me, it's just like, come on, bro. Stop doing that. You know what I'm saying? Stop. You know what I'm saying? Stop. You know, and all them other places too. What's the big university in Haiti? What's the big university in Jamaica? All of these black folks that's running their mouth. What's their big universities? I wait and look up all the great black universities in the United States. That many of them come and have to go to them schools. All the scholars, they had to come and speak at our school. There was no black immigrant schools with Dr. Ben and them to speak at. Come on, man, keep it real though. I ain't trying to hate on no people. I'm just saying it look like if we don't give our own self no glory, ain't nobody else gonna give it to us. You know what I'm saying? And this big Pharaoh. You know what I'm saying? And the reason I be saying that, I don't be trying to be bigger over my audience. I be trying to be bigger. I'm saying I'm bigger over the haters. So don't y'all take that wrong. This ain't got nothing to do with my audience. I'm saying I'm bigger than all the people that be trying to go against us. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying I'm big Pharaoh over y'all. I say I'm big Pharaoh over the haters, though. All y'all out there talking crazy. I'm bigger than y'all. That's what I'm saying. I'm not bigger than the other foundation of Black Americans. I'm just another person. But against y'all want to talk crazy, if it got really crazy, like some real debate, like 3-on-3, and y'all got Tyreek out there, some other brother, I'll take the third seat. I'll let the other two well spoken, Tyreek and somebody else, take seat one, say seat two. I'll just be quiet unless somebody want to smoke. I'll just be the smoke. When it's time to drop it like it's hot, then I'll step in when somebody get a little belligerent and act like they don't understand in intellectual uh, terms. Then I might got to bring it to you straight from the ghetto, the hood way, since you slow. You know, since you slow, and we gonna get some understanding going over here, and I'm humble sometimes, because sometimes in these debates and stuff, people be trying to get a little too cocky with FBA on FBA territory. I ain't really feeling that part. That's the part I ain't feeling. Like, listen, you wherever you from, you ain't there. So watch how you talk to me on my turf on that. You know what I'm saying? I don't come here talking greasy. And this is why you got so many problems in Africa. Because the brothers and sisters, they don't respect each other. They're very disrespectful when they go to each other's homeland. It's a bad trait they got in Africa. Yeah, I said it. They're very disrespectful to each other. That's Africa. That's why Africa failing. Seriously. They don't respect each other like that. They come into each other's territory and be real disrespectful. I ain't kidding. That's why they got so much xenophobia. See, I ain't for like just being disrespectful to the brothers and the sisters. I ain't with that. I'm not with that. That's not my thing. But they with that though. They are definitely with that. Definitely. That's why you see FBA, you see all that disrespect. That's what that come from. They come from them other countries. They function like that. They function disrespectful like that. And the internet make them, become Superman on the internet. And see, this ain't got nothing to do with them going against the FBA because this is what they do with themselves. That's why they always got xenophobia. I keep telling y'all, the reason xenophobia is so bad in Africa because they do not know how to respect each other. They don't. They disrespect each other's territory all the time. They come into their brothers and sisters' territory like it's theirs. That's what they do. They come into another territory and talk down. They'll come from Nigeria and come to South Africa and talk down on the brothers and sisters in South Africa. That's why they chased them out. On my soul, that's why they chased them out. That's why they be beefing. No, they don't support each other. See, Foundation of Black Americans, we support each other. Man, you can go to a city where they got gang violence, and if something happened, the gangs will stop all that and work with the community immediately. You can go to LA right now, and if something serious happens, the Crips and the Bloods will be outside together helping the community. Facts. Quick. They'll be like, okay, we can't, okay, enough of this. We gotta do this. We gotta help the community. Quick. Fast. Quick and fast. Just like they're gonna do if the Hispanic and the Asian gangs keep playing in LA. They're gonna keep playing. They're gonna keep playing games and they're gonna win prizes. That's what's gonna happen. Look, all the universities, it's Arab or European. On my soul. What that tell you? We don't really be doing tribal wars like that. You know what I'm saying? We don't be doing no tribal wars like that. You know what I'm saying? Our stuff be compared to these other countries, our stuff be nothing. You know what I'm saying? When people be trying to compare Chicago gangs to the tribal wars in Africa, they don't be knowing what they talking about. They just be saying anything. People be saying anything, comparing stuff that don't even, just anything, just trying to say anything. It don't even be accurate. You know what I'm saying? Like that. You don't see the type of, like the way they did them people in South Africa, you don't see that nowhere. You don't see no Crips and no Bloods doing that. And you don't see no gangs doing that in the United States. People be overhyping. You saw they chased them Nigerians and Ghanaians and all that out of South Africa 3-4 months ago. You don't see that in Chicago. You don't see that in America. You don't see that in LA. Anybody try to compare those two together, they just making up stuff. Compared to that type of xenophobia in Africa, here's xenophobia in Africa. And here's the gang. It ain't even, you barely know it once you leave out that little bitty 4 square blocks. Once you leave out that 4 square blocks, you don't even know it. But the xenophobia in Africa, it be the country. It don't be no 4 blocks. It be the whole Zimbabwe. I don't know what you're talking about, but I don't like it. And go teach on your own page. I don't know what you're talking about. That's why you shouldn't be talking about nothing. Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. I got to protect my audience. I can't let anybody come over here and start chitter chattering to the eyeballs I get over here. I get the eyeballs over here to listen to me. And you got dudes, when they see you get eyeballs, they want to jump in front of the eyeballs you get and start teaching, right? So like you go build a school, and when everybody come to class, some of these dudes, they think they're supposed to jump up in the class and start teaching, but they won't build no class. Yeah, all right, good night. You know what I'm saying? Go your ass to sleep. That's what you should have been did. You should have went to bed. You know what I'm saying? Listen, yeah, you should have been asleep. Shut up talking to me. You know what I mean? You making me, you know what I'm saying? Your name Punchy. So you give that's from my PTSD. When somebody named Punchy, you know, you know, your name Punchy. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, I ain't promote no violence, but you should get a better name. I'm just saying. That sounds like punch him, punch he. He should be punched. You know what I'm saying? Who the hell? They sell punchy. You know what I'm saying? I ain't named myself Punch. What's his brother name? Smacky? You know what I'm saying? Punchy. His brother, Punchy, Smacky, Slappy. That's it. That's their name. His little brother named Slappy. His name Punchy. His big brother named Slappy. Unbelievable. Can't make this up. Who named y'all? My daughter said, "Stop doing that." Ooh-wee. My daughter said, "Stop doing my audience like that." And I told her, "Sugar pie, honey pie, you know that I love you. I can't help myself." That's what I told her. She said, "You ain't gonna sing the rest of the song." No. That's all you need to know. I love you and I can't help myself. That's it. Just a remix. Stop trying to tell me to act like I got some sense. I ain't got none. So that's what's going on. That the people who don't support delineation is very strange to me. Like everybody's delineated, but they don't support delineation. And I ain't lying, y'all. They don't know what delineation is, do they? They couldn't. The rest of the blacks around the world, they don't know what delineation is. I don't think they do because they delineated. So imagine being delineated, but not liking us delineating. Like I think Godfrey and them is slow because that's why they don't say delineation. They be like FBA, FBA, FBA. But they don't know FBA is the term that we use that we have now that we have delineated. They don't want to speak on delineation. They just want to misuse foundational Black American term. But ain't got no problem with being no Nigerian. Ain't got no problem. Why you not African? Since you so much for unity, why aren't y'all Africans? I never met an African in my life. I met a Nigerian, I met an Ethiopian, I met a Ghanaian, but I have never met an African. There's no such group of people called Africans. There are no Africans. Yet, all these delineated people in Africa is against our delineation, and they all delineated. Just let that sink in. It's the most ridiculous thing ever. Like, all the Black people on this planet are delineated. All of them are delineated. But they don't support us calling ourselves something. They want us to be Black. They want us to be Black. That's because they're uneducated. That's total ignorance. They think they're putting us down, but they are reflecting total ignorance. There's no way foundational Black Americans is anything like the KKK. That is total ignorance. If foundational Black American is like the KKK, what is historical white Americans? Historical white Americans is not the KKK. That's historical white Americans. I'm just showing you they make themselves look extremely unintelligent. That's how we should play it. Like you are unintelligent. When somebody say FBA is a KKK, just tell them you are very unintelligent. I'm not going to argue with somebody unintelligent. You wouldn't even comprehend the argument. But this is the thing. Let them say it, but don't let them say it on your platform. That's it. Let them find somewhere to say it. To me, if they go out there in the world, they can say it. They can't come over here and say it. They can't say it on my Facebook. They can't say it on my Instagram. They can't say it on my platform. Now, whatever, if they find a platform to say it, fine. Because I'm not going to watch your platform. And this is what I've been trying to tell us. Stop watching them. Watch ourselves. Watch our criticisms of everybody. Don't watch nobody criticism on us. Let their channel go dark. Why should they get views off of us talking about how they don't like us? I will never click on 154. Ever. Never. I will never click on it. I've hit the button and say, do not show this on my channel. I'm not interested. I will never click on that. Never. The only way I'm going to see what they say is somebody that I'm watching post a clip. If somebody I'm watching posts a clip, I'll speak on that clip. I'll speak on you without giving you any views. But I'm not going to click on you. No. Never. And that's what I've been trying to tell everybody to do. Somebody say, you say you're going to stop speaking. I said, I ain't going to beat the same drum, but I am going to speak on different angles of the situation. But definitely, I'm not watching nobody that's against us. I'm not watching all them anti-FBA videos. That's what I was saying. I'm not clicking on that stuff. I'm not clicking on that no more. I seen it. I see what they all had to say. I can keep dissing them based on what I already seen. I'm very disappointed in the Haitians to be under the situation where the Trump administration want to put them out and they attack other brown people. They have been very disappointing. The Haitians in no way represent no type of revolution or nothing today. They're a total embarrassment today. Stop bringing up history on what Haiti did and being embarrassing today. Because you Haitians today are totally embarrassing. You're embarrassing the fact you had to leave your country. You're embarrassing that somebody else could punk you. You said somebody messed your country up. Well, you're over here talking like you the big bad wolf. Why you didn't fight? You claim you could fight everywhere, that you built everything in the United States, that you got the independence and all this great stuff. All right. Go do it again. Because I just watched some videos of Haiti and it's a mess, okay? And it don't look like the Haitians over there is trying to do nothing, okay? Seriously. And a lot of the African countries, come on, y'all taking poops in the middle of the street and all that. Y'all ain't even trying to fix Africa. Let's just keep it real. Some of y'all just like walking around Africa the way y'all walking around Africa. We not gonna lie. You don't got the pushback we got. Like we got blacks would do that here too. But we got too many blacks that work hard and got nice homes. And we ain't gonna let these dusty people mess up our property. So we anti-dusty here. That's a fact. We don't do dusty here. Anywhere in the United States where blacks ain't up to par, there's an effort to get them up to par. That's a fact. It ain't just cool. It ain't just cool if y'all got a little area where y'all gangbanging. We ain't riding with that. We shutting that down. But we not riding with it where we all just running around dusty gangbanging. We're not doing that. We're not joining the gangbangers. The gangbangers is getting less and less gangbangers. It's getting hard for them to recruit. So many of them going to jail. They ain't getting a lot of replacements. We got a lot of young black people, young kids. They going to school. They graduating. They getting educations. Don't let the news fool you about a shooting. Because the news will show a shooting because it's important. But just because the news show you 3 people got shot, that don't outweigh all the people that graduated. They just don't show that because that's not news. Because I had people say, well, why they don't show the good stuff? Good stuff is not news, bro. Unless it's really fantastic. That's normal. Nobody gonna show the news of nothing normal. Okay, you went to school and got good grades. Like my mama said, you don't get no congratulations for that. So let's get that part straight. The reason the news don't show all the good stuff, because good stuff is natural. Bad stuff is unnatural, so that's what the news show. The stuff don't make no sense. The news is not going to show everybody got married, everybody that had a baby, everybody bought a home, everybody that paid their bills. That's not news because y'all got nice homes and pay your bills. That's what you're supposed to do. That's like when you little and you run to your mom and say, Mom, I cleaned my room. She said, all right, well, clean it tomorrow. That's what you're supposed to do. What you want? You're not getting no reward for cleaning your room. That's what you're supposed to do. Your mama didn't raise you when you do something right, it's a big deal. No, that's what you're supposed to do. Only way you can make a big deal if you do something exceptional. Like, Mom, I got all A's and a B. She'll be like, all right, That's still what you're supposed to do, but you trying extra. You going extra hard because you passing, because you just supposed to pass your grades, but you trying to get all A's. All right, we'll stamp that. But don't come on to my mama. I passed all my grades. What your mama gonna say? You better. You know what I'm saying? You're not getting no pat on the back because you passed all your grades. Your mama gonna look at you crazy. Unless you a little kid, yeah, if you're first grade, your mom go, that's great, because she know you don't know no better. But go to your mama in the seventh grade, tell her, Mom, I passed all my grades. She gonna look at you crazy. And you better, I just bought you that coat. She gonna start naming the stuff she bought you. She gonna start telling you, well, every time I come in there from work, I don't tell you I just came home from work and made no money to feed your ass. I'm gonna start announcing when I go to work and make some money. Come on, tell y'all, Mom made some money so we can eat. You know what I'm saying? If y'all, what that sound like? That's what Mama's supposed to do. And so it's been very irritating. Watch people that's delineated be against delineation, but won't say they're against delineation. Try to be slick and say they're against FBA, but FBA represents delineation. It's the title of people that's delineated. So they try to use FBA to hide delineation. See, this is where the ops, the enemies, be saying FBA is this and FBA is that and FBA is this. That way they don't have to address delineation. But on their side, they say we all black today, but I'm Ghanaian tomorrow. So 1 minute, he gonna tell you, but we all black people. Then 2 days later, he said, I'm Ghanaian. I thought you said we all black people. So when I say I'm FBA, you won't say, but we all black people. But you can say you Ghanaian. You can say you Ethiopian. You can say you Nigerian. But I can't say I'm foundational Black American. Now I represent division. But what is a Ghanaian? What is a Nigerian? What is that? That don't sound like unity. They put me on the 154 show. Be quick. I asked them, is being a Nigerian African unity? Yes or no? They have to say no. All right, shut up talking about us. Because being a Nigerian does not represent African unity. It represents you are a separate group. You are Nigerians. And then in Nigeria, you have 300 and something tribes. So you're separated and then separated within the separation. A Nigerian can't say nothing about no unity. Zero. Just imagine Nigerians complaining about foundational Black America with 300 some tribes. This is you talk about, oh, we all black people. Yeah, you're all black people today, but you're a Jamaican tomorrow. Which one is you? You all black people or you Jamaican? No, you's a Jamaican. Stop lying. You ain't black. You a Jamaican. You not black. Stop lying. You're a Jamaican. This is why Rasta failed. Because the Jamaicans was trying to pretend we was all black people, but they kept hollering they was Jamaican. And they was trying to get the other black people to say they was Africans. So they was trying to get all the rest of us to say we was Africans, but they never stopped being Jamaicans. So they wanted us to stop being Black Americans. This same thing they do in the FBA. The Jamaican Rastas thought it was negative for us to be Black Americans, that we should identify as Africans. But they still identified as Jamaicans. They did not identify as Africans, but they said all black people should identify as Africans. But they held on to Jamaica like this. I'm an African, but they got Jamaica like this. But they want me to put America down and say I'm an African. But they like I'm an African. But this how they got Jamaica. This how they was doing. And that's why Rasta failed. It failed because the Jamaican rosters was frauds. They wasn't never no Africans. They was always Jamaican. They was never no Ethiopians. Tell me, I'm an Ethiopian. You Jamaican rosters, you was never no Ethiopians. You was always Jamaicans. And you always loved the Jamaican flag more than the Ethiopian flag. And you always loved Marcus Garvey more than Emperor Haile Selassie because Marcus Garvey disrespected Emperor Haile Selassie, and y'all still praise Marcus Garvey because he is a Jamaican. If anybody else would have disrespected His Majesty, the Jamaicans would have hated him forever. But when Marcus Garvey did it, they cut him a break. And don't no Jamaican rosters want no smoke with Big Pharaoh. Facts. They don't want, boy, they not putting me on no Jamaican roster program. I had them ask the brother, bring me on this program. He ain't bring me on no. He ain't gonna bring me on there. He better not bring me on there. Because he ain't standing on nothing either. Him and his program. He bootleg. Been bootleg for years. I know who he is. Bro, you ain't never been on nothing. Their God is Emperor Haile Selassie, right? Marcus Garvey called Haile Selassie a coward, right? They still love Marcus Garvey, right? Okay. They frauds. They frauds. Marcus Garvey get a pass because he a Jamaican. And Marcus Garvey was a bum and allegedly a snake and a scoundrel and a con man. And took black people's boats, money for some ships, and spent a little bit on some raggedy ass ships. And kept the rest of the money, and the feds locked him up for scamming. And the Jamaican rosters don't see that. They ain't gonna never tell you Marcus Garvey was a low-life scammer. They gonna still hold him up because he's Jamaican. And he ain't worth 25 cents. But all these people got something to say about Foundation of Black America with all that dirt on their own floor. They need to vacuum. And shut up talking about us. Because we ain't achieved more. Black Americans achieved more than all Africa. If you put all the Africans together, they haven't achieved what we achieved. They haven't invented what we've invented. They haven't added to society. Well, the whole Africa, 1 billion blacks against 50 million. And we got more money than them. By far. Nigeria worth like 400 billion. And we worth 2.1 trillion. And Nigeria got like what, 400 million people? And we only got 50 million. We got 50 million. Nigeria got 400 million, and they ain't worth nothing but 4 billion. And we worth 2.1 trillion. 50 million people worth more than all them blacks in Nigeria. Facts. And our 50 million are wipe a day 40 million out and war. Because ain't none of these other blacks war ready like us. We the number one war ready blacks on the continent, on the earth. Facts. We the number one black soldiers on the planet. That's a fact. That's an absolute fact. Absolutely. No ifs, ands, or buts. On my soul. And so I just wanted to talk to this because it's so phony that they hate delineation and everybody delineated. I just want to make sure young foundational Black Americans get that part. Everybody is delineated already. So don't let them make you fight against delineation. They are all delineated. And their scholars ain't scholars because they won't teach their own people that. That just show you they don't got no knowledge over there on that side. Because some of these Africans supposed to be telling them, hey, y'all, we are delineated. Why ain't no African scholars telling the Africans that they are delineated? The Africans don't even know they delineated. Neither do the Jamaicans. What is a Jamaican? Delineation. What is a Trinidadian? Delineation. You're not Africans. You do not identify as African. In Africa, you do not identify as Africa. You are delineated. And one day, y'all delineated, y'all Ghanaians, and the next day, y'all Black. You go back and forth from being Black to being Ghanaian. And then when you talk to us, we all Black. We all Black when you talk to us. But when you go to Ethiopia, you Amara, you all these different, you ain't even Ethiopian. You got 5 different types of Ethiopians, 300, 400 different types of Nigerians, 8 or 9 different types of South Africans. They're going to tell us we all Black and y'all ain't even all Black in Africa. You Africans ain't all Black, y'all tribes.
My poll tax certificate from 1960 when we had to pay $2 or $3 to vote, and we only made $2 or $3. So you had to choose between eating or voting. That was the suppression back in the 60s. If you missed 1 year, they doubled it up on you the next year. I didn't have to pay because I was a veteran. So this is my exemption certificate, but I had to show it. So when they say you don't have to show ID, we've been showing ID since we started voting.